You have the right to vote, so do it!
I see them polling, they rating, they wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're voting early, make sure you're voting early, make sure you're voting early, make sure you're voting early. The mass media, it's spreading. The family try to teach me voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early.
Here he comes, his name is Kenny, ready to vote. You can guarantee he influenced by the TV and a little by his own family. Even though he's a minority, he still has the right to be free. Price hard with an APG. Price has got a master degree. Dude, you lazy like lazy. Vote degrees with immigration, increasing our population in an actual enumeration. A registered voter become. He knows his stuff, so he ain't so dumb. Like the rest of you getting drunk on rum, he studies policies just for fun. Repping get to the polls, we must vote as a whole. If you're part of that salad bowl, choose to give control. Don't make me tell you to come along. You should know that you are wrong. The polls are where you belong, before the lines get too long. I see them polling, they rating, they wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early. The mass media, it's spreading. The family try to teach me voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting.
Let's begin. My name is Colin, ready to place my vote within. My voting rights, I have to use them. If I don't, it's like a sin. I get ready to embrace the media taking up the place, covering issues like horse race, which shows you what I have to face. Random dialing for an equal chance, random sampling for confidence, giving them a first place glance, representing the whole. Come vote and bring your brother. It'll be fun like a roller coaster. I'm sure it'll make you cooler if you choose to be a voter. Declining government trust means it's starting to rust. Tell me, is it a must to fill our nation with disgust? Come on, all you youths, let's meet up at the booth. Take the polls through the roof, and that is the truth.
I see them polling, they rating, they're wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early. The mass media is spreading. The family try to teach me voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting early. The MP14, we show them just how we lean. We rap like GY machines. It might just be in our genes. Remember the showing your government love. Well, we flying like a dove in the blue sky above.
Price drinks a bottle of water. All your videos will be slaughtered. Going light speed on speedometer because GY is hotter. Yeah, GY is smiling while the others are crying. So you better stop trying. Oh, you know we ain't lying. Our rap is way too cool, so you best turn up your tune. You ain't tight enough to join a crew. You're just one crazy fool. Our muscles rock hard like stone. Nothing beats our perfect tone. Our skill level is unknown. Kenny and Colin own.
I see them polling, they rating, they wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early. The mass media, it's spreading. The family try to teach me voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting early. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting early. APG.
Yeah.
GY.
Yeah.
Colin Lo. K Park. GY.
Yeah.
Represent.
Yeah. I see them polling. They rating. They wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early. The mass media is spreading. The family try to teach me voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early. I see them polling. They rating. They wondering if I'll be voting early. Make sure you're 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 voting early.